This for a second, too. During a recent interview on the Today Show, the great Michael Jordan was asked who he would want to team up with in a pickup game. And Steph Curry was not on the four-man list. Then he was asked if he thought Curry would be offended. And here's what Michael Jordan said.
I hope not. He's still a great player. Not a Hall of Famer yet, though. He's not.
Cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
That's Craig Melvin from the Today Show that he's talking with and drinking with. And this is Steph Curry's resume here. He's a six-time All-Star, he's a two-time MVP, three-time first-team All-League, best free throw shooter of all time. He's going to obliterate literally every three-point record. He's changed the game. Jay Will, I'm looking at the look on your face. What is your reaction? You're speechless. You're flabbergasted.
So much to unpack.
What are you holding? What prop?
Because I feel like I want to help Michael Jordan actually see talent.
What are those? You got binoculars.
He needs help seeing talent. If you don't think Stephen Curry is a Hall of Famer, he scored more points than 88 people in the Hall of Fame currently.
Yes. Look, there's no debating this. Obviously, Steph Curry is a Hall of Famer. But can I just say this? I kind of love it.
I do love it.
Michael Jordan has become the king of the, I don't like the new young players. I don't like the way they play the game. They couldn't have played in my day. And you know what? I'm kind of here for it.
I feel like MJ, and I love MJ, one of the GOATs, right? One of the greatest.
Not one of anything. He's the GOAT.
It's LeBron, but that's fine. That's for another conversation. But I do feel like MJ a little bit is stuck in the 90s, okay? It's still the hoop earrings. It's 2019. Craig Melvin's wearing a 2019 suit. The cut on Michael Jordan's suit, still 90s. The 91 tie, it's still everything 90s. It's 2019, MJ. Like, Stephen Curry has changed the geometry of the game. Give him the respect he deserves. That's all I'm going to say.
I am not going to allow you to sit here and insult Michael Jordan's fashion. There's just no way in the world that is the
What are you wearing? I can't see it.
Okay, listen, Michael Jordan says Steph Curry is not a Hall of Famer yet. His standard is remarkably high. Let's leave it at that and go on from there. We have much more to do on Get Up this morning. Good stuff for Swagoo Says Today, where he interprets the things other people say. Let's start with the Cowboys. They get back on track on Sunday with a big win against the Eagles. After the win, Jerry Jones said this about the future of his coach, Jason Garrett. Quote, I am looking for reasons. I'm looking for reasons to keep him. It's merited here. It's hard to get an effective coach and get it locked in with all you have to retool and redo. I'm comfortable. We've established some security apart from the one loss. He represents the organization well on and off the field. You don't have to wake up in the morning reading about it. That is what Jerry says. What does Swagoo say?
What the hell, Jerry? First of all, you want to keep him. Don't say that. Don't say you're looking for reasons to keep it. Just say I want to keep it. You know what this is, G? This reminds me of when a father and a son are still living in the same house and that son turns 18 and he walks up in the house one day with his shirt off and tells his dad, I'm not listening to you anymore. That's when he gets kicked out. We hadn't reached that point, obviously, with Jerry Jones and Jason Garrett yet. Right now, Garrett is not walking in the house with his shirt off saying, don't tell me what to do.
He's walking into Jerry Jones' house with his shirt off and saying, don't tell me what to do.
That's the only time he's going to get fired.
It's a visual from which I will not recover for the remainder of the day. Let's go to the next one. Speaking of big wins, the Ravens went into Seattle, beat the Seahawks on Sunday in one of the key moments. Lamar Jackson scoring a touchdown on a fourth down call late in the third quarter. After the game, he said this about the decision to go for it.
When I walked back, I was mad. He was like, what, you wanted to go for? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I want to go for it. And then he was like, all right, we're going to go for it. He called a timeout. And I'm like, we finna get this first down.
That's what Lamar says. What does Swagoo say?
Coach Harbaugh, you damn well I want to go for it. Have you seen what Russell Wilson been doing to people for the last 3 weeks? We both gonna look like a damn fool if we give him the ball back. But more importantly, you gonna look like a damn fool if you give him the ball back. Good call by Lamar Jackson. Sometimes you just gotta overcome coaching, G.
Again, to the point, they brought the field goal unit out. They called the timeout. They changed their mind because that kid said he wanted the ball, and he took it in for the touchdown in a big win. One more. Jim Harbaugh's seat grew hotter after Michigan's 7-point loss to Penn State on Saturday. Harbaugh not happy with the officiating during the game, but yesterday he seemed resigned to the fact that sometimes things just aren't fair.
Sometimes it's not fair, and I learned a long time ago the only fair is the county fair. So if you expect it, then you'll be disappointed sometimes.
Please help me, Swagoo. What is he saying?
What? Dez need to help us. I don't know what the hell Harbaugh is talking about. First of all, I didn't even know county fairs still existed. I live in Texas. We have a big state fair. They play football games around it and everything. First of all, Harbaugh is in a precarious situation. You know why? Because he never knows what the hell to say. But more importantly, you know why? Because he can't win a damn big game, G. Just win one big game and you ain't got to talk about county fairs. Sticks and stones may break my bones. The problem is the fact that you mentioned that, we know you hearing all these words that supposedly don't hurt.
That is what Swagoo says. But the news is good for us this morning because we have a Michigan man in the house to offer his thoughts. Elle, let's take it there.
We do. Maybe the most famous Michigander, if you will, Desmond Howard. What would you say, your alma mater, the state of the program right now with Jim Harbaugh at the head?
Elle, I think the state of the program right now is behind schedule based upon expectations, meaning when they went out to get Jim Harbaugh, that was a big get. Oh, man, we got the best coach out there. He's a Michigan guy. He understands the culture. Everyone expected Michigan to compete for a national championship probably by year 4. Now we're in year 5, and Michigan has yet to compete for a conference championship. So at this point, I think it's safe to say they're behind schedule. But now, let me give you a scenario, and I'm not saying this took place, but let's just say Jim Harbaugh looked at the state of the program. He looked at Ward Manuel, the AD, and said, Ward, I think this may be a 5-year deal to turn this thing around. This is how bad things are right now. If you look at that situation, if that was the conversation, then you're saying, okay, he hasn't won the big game, but he might be on schedule for what they were trying to do. At this point, his record is his record. You cannot defend it. It's indefensible, right, Paul?
Yeah.
He's bristling.
Well, first of all,
getting allergies over there.
Hey, put that camera on me right now.
Because Paul, he's such a Harbaugh fan.
He is.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm still trying to digest what we heard a minute ago. First of all, I would fire Jim Harbaugh just for what he said about the county fair.
You didn't like that line?
I thought that was
bad.
I mean, Jim Harbaugh never makes a lot of sense off the field, and lately he's making less sense, Desmond, on the field. Listen, I love you. Yeah, and you are the greatest Michigan man ever.
To meet you, Paul.
But I do not understand why Jim Harbaugh needs 5 years. He didn't take over SMU after the death penalty. He just took it over after a bad coach in Brady Hoke. And it's inexcusable what Michigan fans and even an occasional alum do to prop this man up.
Listen, I'll go back to Saturday's game, and I kind of talked about how I think there were some encouraging parts to that football game, going down 21-0, all that stuff. And I understand that
victory.
This is not, Greeny's point yesterday was great. I also look at it as the conversation for Harbaugh can't be strictly about wins and losses, so to speak. He still hasn't found a quarterback. You know,
and whose fault is that? That's his area of expertise still.
Yeah, and there's no quarterback that's looking. You can't look back to your point, Desmond, to the 5-year rebuild. There's no one on that roster right now that you go, we got this guy in the waiting. You know, like we got this young star that's coming. Transfer portal or not might be part of the future, but I would look at it as not just being Harbaugh hasn't won the big game. It's where have you brought us at the quarterback position as well that we know is so important at any level of football?
Yeah, that's a great point. And you look at, the transfer portal, you look at things like that, and that's how they got Shea Patterson. He was supposed to be a big get. You can't blame Harbaugh for that. I think Dylan McCaffrey is another guy that people are really high on, but he can't stay healthy.
I got a quick idea before we go. Forget that Michigan man. What about this Michigan man?
What about me?
I mean, I know you're
trying to get him a job?
Why don't you go up there and save this program?
He goes, what about me?
What about me? So there it is. Yeah, Juwan Howard's there, so apparently they're in the business of bringing back former Wolverine.
Hey, man, with the buyouts they get now, not just a yearly salary, the buyouts too. Hey, I'm just saying, y'all got my number. Hit me.
I'll go just for the buyout. Oh, my
goodness. Desmond Howard.
All right. I mean, this is exactly what I hoped it would be, Greeny.